we're going to learn how to straighten the right arm in the golf swing. Now remember, in Origami Golf, straighten your right arm is vital to squaring the club. When you're making this motion, fold, unfold, fold, unfold. When you unfold, help square the club up. Also, of course, when you unfold, it allows you to complete the motion of refolding. If you don't unfold this arm, then you can't really refold it. Doesn't work. So what I want you to do is get a bag. I've taken an old blanket I got at Goodwill and I've put some zip ties around it. It could be anything, a bag, big pillow, or whatever. I want you to stand next to it. You stand up straight. Take your position. And I want you to turn and hitch a ride. And then I want you to take your trail arm and just straighten it out. Okay? This is not a wrist motion. Okay, we are straightening the arm. We're not straightening our wrist, okay? So don't come up here and try to go fling the club down like that. We're not doing that. We're just straightening our arm at the elbow. The club will come down on its own. What we want in Origami Golf are loose wrists. You don't want tight ones. Tight wrists just get in the way. You want loose wrists. So again, stand up straight, turn and hitch a ride, just straighten your arm out, let it come down and hit that bag. Imagine that you're trying to come down and hit your heel. Now notice the club face is facing directly toward you. It's square. We'll get to turn it, the motion that squares that club face up in the next lesson, but for right now, that's how it should hit. Hitch a ride and turn, straighten the arm out. Just come down and let it hit the heel. Turn, straighten the arm out. Remember to keep this arm stays on top of your chest, or the bicep, as you make the turn. Just straighten it out. Okay, it's an elbow movement. You're straightening it at the elbow. So let's do the exercises. Get into your bag, make sure your clicker set to 0. Let's do them 5 at a time. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 4, 5. Remember, this is a straightening of this arm. We're not using our wrist in here, even though it looks like the club's coming down. It obviously is. But we're just opening our arm. Opening our arm. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Now, this is just a trail arm movement. Your lead arm is not pulling down. It's got something else to do in the downswing. So if you're pulling down with it during this part, when we get to the next exercise, you're going to be screwed up because you've got this one used to pulling down and it wants to do something else or needs to do something else. So just pull down with this arm and this arm alone. One, two, three, four, five. Like I said, this arm is just along for the ride at this point. It's not really doing anything except maintaining its straightness. One, two, three, four, five. The point of this exercise at this point is to see how far you can turn your body, so it doesn't really matter. All we're doing, get the bag back where it goes, is making the turn and straightening this elbow. One, two, three, four, five. Again, it's just an arm movement. We're not whipping this like this. This is wrong, okay? Do not get your wrist involved. One, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five. Now, this is an arm movement. It is not a shoulder movement. So if you're tempted or start feeling that you're up here and suddenly going like this, that's not what we're practicing here. We're practicing to straightening this arm out. So you're not driving your shoulder into the ground. We're just practicing straightening the arm. Let's turn it around this way a little bit and see what we get. See if you get a better view. One, two, three, four, five. Again, this is not a chopping motion with your wrist. We're not going bink, 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 bink. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. It is a movement with your arm. And as you move your arm, this is naturally going to come down. Loose wrist is what we want in the origami swing. We don't want to use your micro muscles. One, two, three, four, five. I'm sure you've noticed it's very easy when you're making this movement to let this arm get behind you and then pull down. It's a bad habit I've got, but you really want to keep it on top of your chest if at all possible. One, two, three, four, five. That's 50. We are halfway there. Let's see what we get when I turn it around a little bit more. One, two, three, four, five. Straighten this up a little bit. One, two, three, four, five, 60. Almost home. One, two, three, four, five. Now this is the part of the drill where you start getting tired. And when you start getting tired, it's when you really start learning what you're doing. Because you start making mistakes, and then I want you to focus on those mistakes and just feel how you can correct them. I said I have a tendency to let this arm slide back when I get tired. I want to keep it on my chest, and that includes when I'm going down. I don't want to go down like this. I want it to go down like that. One, two, three, 5. Now, when you do this, I want you to focus on hitting the bag with the heel of the club. We'll be turning it later, but for this moment, just focus on making you're hitting it with the heel. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 75, 3/4 of the way done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, we're not worried about turning the face at this point. In fact, the face should be open. Should come down and hit the bag with the heel. Let's turn that so you've got the pretty side toward you. There we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 'Again, this arm is just along for the ride at this point. You just straighten it out and keep it straight on the when you go down, and that's it. You're not pulling down with this arm. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and obviously, I want you to use something that's padded enough that you're not going to injure yourself. Big bag, rolled up blanket. Don't do this without something in between your ankle and the club, or you'll break your ankle. Certainly won't do it any good. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again, to emphasize, this is a trail arm movement. It's a movement of this elbow right here. You're straightening this elbow. You're not, your wrists just stay loosey-goosey. Don't put any effort into your wrist. It's all a trail arm elbow movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there we're at 100. Again, when you do 100 of a movement, you really drill it in. If it's not drilled in, do 100 more. See, that only took a few minutes, but it really makes a big difference, not just physically, but mentally. You do a drill at least 100 times.